Okay, so do you have any question regarding previous lecture?
No, it was clear.
Okay. Today we are having the second lecture of this system analysis and design subject, and today we will cover the assessment criteria 1.2, and which is the part of LO1, understand system analysis and design, and AC 1.2, assessment criteria 1.2, critically analyze the system development life cycle, and its indicative content is system development life cycle, waterfall, V-shaped spiral, etc. Okay, so this is the indicative content, and we have to discuss about this life cycle, system development life cycle, which are mentioned waterfall, V-shape, and spiral. Like if you search, there are many, but we have to just focus on those which are mentioned in our outline. So when you are writing your assignment task, you just need to focus on these. Okay, so first, what is the system development life cycle? So system development life cycle is a complete process in which we have different stages, different phases. And once we are going to develop any system, any software, any application, any web application, so we have to follow those stages, we have to follow those phases, those steps to develop a complete system, complete application, complete website, complete web application, whatever the system is, any hardware or software system, we have to follow those steps, and then we can develop a fully functional system which is meeting the requirements of the clients or stakeholders or end users. So for whatever the clients are, whatever the users are there for which we are going to make the system, we are going to develop the system. So once we follow all these steps, it will be accomplished like in fully functional, and you can say that meeting the requirements of the clients or end users or stakeholders. So let's see what is mentioned here. The system development life cycle is a structured methodology used by software engineers and software developers to design, develop, and deploy software systems. It outlines a series of phases that guide the development process, ensuring that project requirements are met while maintaining quality and measuring deadlines. So this is a structured approach, structured methodology in which software engineers and developers design, develop, and deploy software systems, and it has a series of phases or steps which guide the development process and ensure that all the requirements are fully met, and by maintaining the quality and meeting the deadlines. Like it does not like this, if a deadline is given to the team that you have to develop the software within 6 months, and they are not making or not working on that, and they are completing the project in 1 year. So this is not the way. Okay, so once we follow the full step, then we can meet the deadlines. SDLC can apply to technical and non-technical systems. In most use cases, a system is an IT technology such as hardware and software. Project and program managers typically take part in SDLC along with system and software engineers, development team, and end user. So these system could be software projects or hardware projects. So hardware projects means like some type of robots making, or you can say different types of computer making. Okay, so new things which are having hardware, which are having physical existence. So these type of things software developers or other teams can make, and then in the software we can take examples of different point of sale system, different website, different applications, web apps. So these types of the systems can be made, and all these software engineers and development teams and end users are involved in these processes to make these type of software and hardware projects. So in every hardware or software system will go through a development process which can be thought as an iterative process with multiple steps. SDLC is used to give a rigid structure and framework to define the phases and steps involved in the development of a system. Most widely used are the waterfall. Okay. Okay. So when we are going to develop any hardware or any software system, so it definitely will be followed through different steps, and we have to follow those steps so that we can make the project efficiently, and it should uh, meet the requirements of the end users. And now STLC, what is the role of STLC? STLC is the one of the structure and framework which allows us to follow these steps step by step, one by one, so that we can design and develop our project or whatever the project is required, so we can make them easily. Okay, so do you have any question in this slide?
No.
Everything clear?
Yeah, everything's clear.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, so can I ask question? In simple words, can you define STLC? Like simplest definition, not the slides one, just your own understanding.
It's the method to design, develop, or deploy software systems.
Yes.
It's a software testing life cycle. Strategic testing the needs that needs to be carried out.
Okay. Okay, good. Okay, so next we will move to the indicative content points, which are different STLC models, which are mentioned in the outline. Waterfall model, spiral model, and V model. So one by one we will see what are these models, and generally we will see this STLC methodology, then we will see these models one by one, and we will see how they are working, and what is their what are their physical representation, and how they follow each step, and what are the pros and cons of these models. So first of all, we will see STLC general methodology, like in the software development life cycle, what are the simplest step, what are the simplest phases which are followed by each methodology. So in general, an STLC methodology follows these following steps. First one is analysis, then plan and requirements, then design, then development, then testing, and then maintenance and keep up, and maintenance, deployment, and then maintenance. So these are 6, 7, 8 steps which are generally followed for each of software design. Okay, so let's see what are these analyses. So the existing system is evaluated, deficiencies are identified. This can be done by interviewing users of the system and consulting with support personnel. So if we are having any existing system and we are going to upgrade that system, then we will first analyze the existing system, and we will check that what are the deficiencies in that system, and where are the improvements requirement. Either it is a design requirements, or either it is a functional requirements which we need to improve, or we are going to add some extra requirements, functional requirements, functional components in our system. So we have to analyze the system, existing system, so that we can understand what are the things, what are the deficiencies, what are the limitations which are in the system, and we have to overcome those deficiencies or those limitations. And for these we can also interview the users who are using the existing system, and we can also consult with the support personnel which are maintaining and supporting the system, and keeping it up to date. Okay, so this is the analysis phase in which we are going to analyze, we are going to observe the existing system. Then plan and requirements. The new system requirements are defined. In particular, the deficiencies in the existing system must be addressed with specific proposals for improvement. Other factors defined include needed features, functions, and capabilities. So when we talk about plan and requirements, so we have to plan about like what are the requirements. Okay, so from the analysis phase, what are the deficiencies or limitations we have found. In the plan and requirement phase, we work on those deficiencies, we plan that how we can overcome these deficiencies, what are the different solutions which we can include so that we can implement those solutions and we can overcome the limitations or deficiencies within the existing system. So we can make the team which is working on that system, okay, they can make different proposals for improvements. So in proposal you can say it's like what document, okay, in which they mention a background of the existing system, then the proposed improvements, okay, and then how to overcome these, like how to implement these improvements, and what are the goals and objectives of making these improvements in the existing system, and in like the resources, and as you can say the resources like time, cost, and the you can say different software, if it's a software, so different types of you can say software tools which can be used to develop and design that system, or to implement that required limitations or improvements in the existing system. So these are the different things. Also they can include the diagrams of the improvements, like how they will interact with the existing system once they are developed. So this is how the proposals for improvements are made, and these are the like Word documents in structured format, and in which all the details are mentioned. So when we are designing and we are planning and planning and making the requirements for improvements, so we have to like note down all those improvements and the resources needed for them in Word document, so that we can show to the like clients, like this is the required things, and this will be the budget, and in this much time we can deliver to you. So once a client or a stakeholder have these type of documents, they can understand, like they can you can say plan for the development cost, okay, they can arrange cost, whatever the cost is for the and resources required, so they can make a mind of themselves, like yes, okay, this much cost we have to you can say invest on the development of these type of requirements. So if it's exceeding from their limit, so maybe they exclude some of the requirements, okay, and keep them for later additions, okay. So like this all these things work together. So now here you can see other factors defined include needed features, functions, and capabilities. So once the proposed improvements are mentioned in the proposal, so stakeholders can identify, like if some requirements are not needed and they are exceeding with their budget, so they can exclude those requirements. Okay, then we have designed. The proposed system is designed. Plans are laid out concerning the physical construction, hardware, operating system, programming, communication, and security issues. So in the design phase, the system is designed, and all the physical constructions like interface, hardware construction, like on which devices it can work, operating system, like on which operating system it can work, like Unix, Windows, you can say iOS, okay. So like these type of operating system are considered, like on which these software can be added. So if maybe you have seen or listened somewhere, or you have studied there somewhere, like when we use Android applications or Android softwares, like Windows software, they can be implemented, like whatever the applications which are made for Android devices, so we can install on them any type of Android versions, okay. But if you use iOS devices, iOS application, they are only meant to be work on the mobile iOS mobile devices. We cannot install them on the Android devices. So this is how operating system matters in this system development. So we will focus on, like on which operating system it can work. It also, can it work on Unix, can it work on Linux, can it work on Windows operating system or not. So this is one of the requirements which we have to consider when we are designing the system. then which programming languages will be used, like in nowadays, like you can see there are many programming languages which are used for development of system, and communication and security issues, like how we can make the system secure. So this is how all these things are considered while designing the system. Do you have any question in this slide?
No.
No, ma'am.
Okay. Then we have development phase. In the development means, like in this phase, we have to actually develop the system. So like backend functionality we have to add through coding. So the new system is developed, the new components and programs must be obtained and installed. Users of the system must be trained in its use. So in this development phase, system is developed and the new components and programs must be obtained and installed. Means in the existing system, if you have added the new functionality, so they will be linked to the uh, existing system, and then other users which are using the system, they should be trained so how they can use the system. So let's say um, I can give you a practical example here today. Like if you have gone through the website, like this one, your HN International website. So before you don't have any testimonials there, okay, on the first page. But now today, if you see, there are testimonials available, okay, in which different feedbacks of students are given. So this is how we have added new feature, new component in the existing one. So this is one of the example of the components and programs must be obtained and installed. So this is one example. Okay, then testing. All aspects of performance must be tested. If necessary, adjustments must be made at this stage. Assurance QA teams may include system integration and system testing. So at the testing phase, we have to test all the components, whether they are working fine or they are making some problems, or whatever the options we have added in this system, they are working for which they are made, or they are giving or like going to somewhere else. Like if there is an option see more or read more on the website, okay, once you click on that option, if is it going to give you more relevant information to that specific page, or it is going to home page or any other contact us or about us page. So this is how we have to check different options which we have made, so are they working fine or not. Then deployment. The system is incorporated in a production environment. This can be done in various ways. The new system can be phased in according to application allocation, and the old system gradually replaced. In some cases, it may be more cost effective to shut down the old system and implement the new system all at once. So in the deployment phase, the system is deployed in the production environment, and then different users and stakeholders check the system, and then if they see any, you can say, any glitches or any function, any button or options which are not working fine, they can inform the development team, and in the deployment phase they can fix them, and then you can say deploy the fully functional system. And sometimes it is very cost effective, we replace the existing system and install new system, but sometimes it will be very cost consuming, so we have to integrate the system components gradually one by one and replacing the old systems components. Okay, then upkeep and maintenance. This step involves changing and updating the system. Once it is in place, hardware or software may need to be upgraded, replaced, or changed in some way to better fit the needs of the end user. Continuously, users of the system should be kept up to date concerning the latest modifications and procedures. So now, upkeep and maintenance phase. In this phase, we have to update and we have to upgrade the system. Like whatever the upgrades are coming, we have to download. Like maybe you have experience with the Microsoft Word. Like if you are having the Windows 7 or Windows 7 not MS Word 2013 or 7 or 12, I think so, 15 or 16. So like maybe you have seen pop-up messages like this software has a new version, you can upgrade it. So like this upgrade options are coming, and you are, if you want, you can upgrade your system. If you don't want, then you can ignore them. So this is how upgrade and maintenance work. And in maintenance phase, like we have to maintain the pages or whatever the website is. Okay, for example, if we talk about the HN international website, okay, so again and again, if WhatsApp sorry, this website is going down, okay, we have to maintain it. Sometimes students or sometimes team members are complaining that the site is not reachable, so we have to maintain and upgrade the website or its plugins so that they work effectively, and the end users, students or team members not face any issue once they are visiting the website. Okay. Okay, then here is the end users. Okay, users of the system should be kept up to date concerning the latest modifications and procedures. These are the, maybe you have seen or received different newsletters about different products or different softwares. If you have subscribed to something on the website, okay, on the internet about the systems or whatever the things, so you can get newsletters about those. Products or those accessories, like this is new features or these are the new products available here. So like this they are sending you newsletter and updating you, and like this we have to inform and keep up to date our users about this system. So here is another example, like I have enrolled one of the course on one website. Okay, so on that website, before they have the old LMS, and nowadays they are sending me emails like we have new LMS and we are integrating your LMS things like videos and lectures to new LMS. So we are they are like continuously sending me emails on daily basis, like we have integrated this part to the new LMS, we have integrated this part to the new LMS. So this is how they are keeping their user up to date about the system, like what they are going to do. Okay, so this is all about the STLC phases. Like these are the general phases uh, about STLC. Do you have any question in this slide?
No.
Okay. Okay, so these are some of the advantages and disadvantages of STLC. Okay, so let's see this. First of all, clear view of an entire project, workers involved, estimated cost and timelines. Okay, so once we follow the STLC on the early stages, analysis and plain stages, we can estimate the cost of the entire project, and we can define the timelines or deadlines or for deliverables. Okay, and how many workers or how many team members are required for each process, like for design, how many designers required for development, how many coders required. So like this we can estimate the team members as well for the project. Then give project managers a projected base cost of the project. So project manager who is handling the whole project, under whose guidance all the team is working, they can have idea of the base cost of the project. Then goals and standards are clearly defined. So whatever the modules or whatever the you can say options or categories they need to add in the project, they are clearly defined at the first stage. Developers can move back a step if something does not go as expected. So if there is a problem in design or development phase, they can move to the back step, one step back, and they can fix them, and then again they can start working on that. Keep up to date of modern development. So once we follow the STLC, we can go through with technology. Okay, we can research on different things, and we can understand like what are the technology is going on, and like nowadays, artificial intelligence and DevOps and like this technology is going there. So this is how we can developers can be up to date with different technologies. Now you can see there are, before you have you can say, before you have programming languages through which you are going to develop the websites, for example HTML, CSS, Java, JavaScript. So now uh, WordPress has replaced them. In the WordPress, once you design any website, so it provides you ready-made templates. You can you can install those templates, and then you can modify them according to your needs, and you can add categories. So this is how now WordPress has replaced the uh, website development using HTML and CSS and JavaScript. So more designers, or you can say developers, are using the WordPress instead of coding, because coding takes a lot of time. Okay. Now these are the some disadvantages. Some methods are not flexible. Okay, now methods which we will discuss in next slides. It can be complicated to estimate the overall cost at the beginning of a project. Sometimes if we estimate the cost of the project, maybe after changing the requirements, or maybe some unfortunate issues, it cost can exceed the limit which we have estimated in the earlier stages. Testing at the end of the development may slow down some development teams. So as if the testing is at the end of the stage, so maybe how it will slow down some of the development teams means, like for example, designers have completed their work, then the development team has completed their work. Now there is testers. Okay, so until testers are testing the all the stuff, all the modules, the designer and development are free. Okay, so this is how they can taking the money also for being allocated with the project, but they are not doing any work during the testing phase. So this is how it also increase the cost of the development process as well. And they are free, while other testing testers testing the system. So this is how testing at the end of development may slow down some development teams. Okay. Do you have any question in this slide?
No.
Okay.